Okay. Hi, Becky. Welcome everybody to tonight's team call. I think this one's always my favorite team call because I get to hear from others how they found convention and hear their highlights and get to relive the emotion, the buzz of it all. And for those of you that didn't go, hopefully you'll really get a good feel of what convention was and be able to get the emotion from us as much as we possibly can convey that. We will be posting videos of the entire convention pretty much. Daniel and Nathan did a great job of recording the convention. We even had some high-tech camera going on from Daniel. We've got a 360 camera going on. So if you're picking your nose behind us, that might be caught on camera, just letting you know. Claire's admitting it. Yeah, best to just put it out there. Yeah, it was such an amazing event. And, I'll share a bit at the end, but for me, it's always about connecting with you guys. So I know some of you weren't able to make it this time and you're really sad about that. And for those that we did connect with, it's just so special. We're in this together. You are not alone. And that song still makes me emotional. I know some of you are saying that in the chat. You really aren't. And these team calls are here to kind of help to just kind of remind you you're not alone. And that's lovely. We can meet on this Zoom, but really it doesn't beat the personal interaction, does it? We get to really share so much together. And so we're going to share some things tonight with the help of many of you. Want to say hi?
Oh, hey everyone. It was wonderful. Convention was wonderful. I had an amazing time. We're going to talk about that, so get into it.
So we're going to kick it off. Claire, bless Claire, thank you. I asked her on the plane yesterday if she would mind sharing some of her highlights and how she felt about convention as well. Claire is currently in Spain, holidaying with your family, so I'm really grateful that you're sharing, Claire, so thank you. And we've really got to know Claire lately, and you're just a beautiful person, so thank you, Claire. So over to you.
She's got a lot of energy.
Can you hear me all right? Is that all right? I'm sort of new to being abroad and doing Zoom and things, so hopefully you can all hear me okay.
Yes, perfect, Claire.
Fabulous. So this was my second convention, and the first one I spent the entire time crying, feeling emotional, overwhelmed, really not really having a clue as to what I was sort of going to experience. And this time I felt like I was completely immersed and had my head in the right space. It was just incredible. I've made so many notes. I obviously won't read all of them. The actual convention was fantastic. I feel that, being able to meet people in person, so seeing everyone again after a year from the wider team, of which I don't have a lot of contact with, only on Instagram or via email, that was just amazing. And to reconnect with those people was just fabulous. And then again, to meet with my sort of immediate team, Anna Thompson is my upline, and I get to be part of Kathy's team. And it's just so fabulous that we get to meet and be in person with each other. So I had so many compliments this year from other people saying how much they thought I was glowing this year. They said my confidence looked like, I felt they thought I'd grown in confidence. And yeah, I can't express that enough. To be here on this call and talking now, I would not have been that person a year ago. I wouldn't have even been, I don't think I'd have done it a month ago, actually, if you'd asked me, Bex. So, thank you to all of you for noticing me. And I'm taking all of that in and acknowledged you for that. So thank you firstly for all that you do, both you, Bex and Nathan, and to everyone in the team, and just the massive community. Just, it fills you with so much love and joy and lifts your spirits in another level. It's so difficult to get that across, isn't it? Because if you could see me, I feel like my aura is like, wow, it's exploding out of this room. And behind me, this is my apartment room, and behind me is this image of, like, I feel like I'm on this journey, and this, isn't that incredible to have this picture behind me on a journey. So thank you, dõTERRA, and thank you, you guys for just being so amazing. So
We love you, Claire.
thank you. I wanted to share a little bit about Dr. O, his first talk, because for me it was so powerful. He wanted to get across that he said it's so important that people know why they should choose dõTERRA, and that dõTERRA is not a fragrance company. It is an essential oils company. That theme was absolutely throughout the whole of convention, I felt. And he wanted to share that the purity and the consistency equals safety and efficacy. And that equation is something he shared on a visual with us, and he wanted us to really hone in on that. So purity and consistency equals safety and efficacy. Again, I could share so much, and I don't want to share all the information, but there is a PubMed document that we can all access, and other people can access this too. Google it, he said. It states that it documents that birch essential oil is not available, it doesn't exist on the marketplace today, except from dõTERRA. And this is just, doesn't it fill your heart? It just is incredible that, you know, all these people we know using a birch oil. It's not birch oil, you know, it's diluted with mostly, I couldn't read all the writing because I need to update my glasses, but I saw wintergreen was an oil that they use to dilute other resins, and synthetic aspirin, I may need to check other notes for that. But these are ingredients, and only some of the ingredients that are used to dilute other essential oils. And he said that sorry, I'm just double checking. So with dõTERRA, with all the tests that they do, they are, what's the letters I was thinking of? The GCMS, it's tested on a molecular level, which many of you obviously already know. But the ISO standard, so the international standard within essential oil, the essential oil business, sets the standard at the linalool at 20 to 45%. And in dõTERRA, their percentage of deviation with their oils is only 1%. And this was huge for me. He showed a graph. He said that they do all their tests on all these oils. So they have documentation and data for all of the oils that they test. And to have that 1% deviation means that every time you use your lavender, or any time you use any other oil, you know that it's going to be as it was the last time, and it will always be effective and safe for everything that you use. And for me, that is just amazing, that I know that when I ingest these oils for my family, for my friends, it's just so incredible that we have this peace of mind and knowledge and scientific evidence and support from dõTERRA that they are the best. And their dõTERRA, well, all their oils, they are gold standard. They are above the medical standard, whether I'm allowed to say that. But in terms of, I've now lost my train of thought. I'm thinking of, so the standard, the ISO standard is there to support the fragrance industry and the pharmaceutical. So our oils with dõTERRA are above medical grade, and we have all the evidence to support us. So when we share, make sure all your customers and your potential customers, you know, this is why you want dõTERRA in your life. Yeah, it just blows my mind. If you're using an oil that is going to be changing 20 to 45% every single time, you have no guarantee of what reaction you're going to get. You do not know what is in the bottle. You don't know how your skin is going to react. So when people say, well, actually, I'm going to buy a cheaper one, the US other company, they'll never announce or diss other companies, but they went and bought oils from another company in the US who were claiming that doTERRA oils were better, if not as good, better than doTERRA. So they've bought these oils. doTERRA have purchased them, tested them like they do their own. 59% of them were adulterated oils, and they listed on a slide the ingredients that they found in the oils. So that just was incredible. And I won't go into all the oils they tested. There were loads and loads. So doTERRA shipped in Europe last year. They shipped over 13.2 million bottles of lavender oil. Only 97 adverse events were recorded. So out of the 13.2 million bottles recorded, there were only 97 adverse events that were recorded out of all of that, which means, and I don't always understand the numbers, I find the maths really hard in my head, but it means it's 0.0000734% chance of having an adverse effect using lavender. And that just blows my mind. So, you know, there's so much information, but isn't that incredible? So purity and consistency equals safety and efficacy. And doTERRA is not a fragrance company. It is an essential oil company. And we need to shout this. We need to be huge in the UK and wider, don't we?
Yes. Oh, amazing share. Thank you, Claire. That was one of our favourite talks as well. Like he explained the science so clearly, didn't he? He made it really accessible and easy to share. Mute. I think that's the right one. Perfect. Yes, that was brilliant. I love that point you shared, you know, the lavender, you know, the deviation we have in doTERRA, and it'll be similar with other oils, but the one they had, you know, done the tests on was like such a tiny percent compared to like, 20 to 45% in other companies is how they deviate.
Well, no,
so you just don't even know.
Different to that, 20 to 45 is the ISO standard.
Right.
Yes, the international standard.
That's the international standard, but they don't test all the oils to see.
Okay.
So a lot of oils will fit in that, but a lot of them
won't even fit in that.
Well, most of them are synthetic.
Okay, yeah.
So they're not even going to fit in that.
Got you, yes.
And when we use doTERRA, when he said that 1% of the level of linalool, I can't really say it very well, you're either going to get 101% of it or 99% of it. Whereas when you look at the other standards of those aren't even tested, you know, they're way off the marker. So you're just not going to get safety and efficacy in any of the other oils, are you?
No, and also not effectiveness either. That's why people, you know, often come in thinking essentials don't do anything, because they don't unless they're pure. So amazing. Thanks so much.
Well, they do. They ruin you.
Yeah, they ruin you. Bad stuff to you. That's perfect. Thank you. So if you want to watch that video, you'll be able to watch that whole speech.
It's online. I've actually
already uploaded.
I've uploaded it to our YouTube channel.
Great.
I'll put the YouTube channel. I've only uploaded 5, but I will upload all of them over this next week, and they'll all be on the channel. I'll put it on Facebook so you can know where it is and you can share it. All right.
Great.
It's not public though. Oh no, they are public. No, they are public. I think you can. Yeah. Yeah,
because they're fine because they did it at convention. So
I think it's got It's got music in them. That dõTERRA no YouTube take down. Oh, if you've got plagiarized music or something from the convention.
All right.
Anyways,
thank you so much, Claire. Thank you, especially for jumping on from Spain. Okay, the next got 2 people coming on next to share. These wonderful women I met recently in Germany. So I had the pleasure to go and join wonderful Saskia, who I think most of you probably do know, and just in case you don't, she's a wonderful, wonderful diamond leader from Germany who we love very much. Someone that really leads from the heart. There she is. Did you just wave, Saskia?
Where are you, Saskia? Come and say hi.
Wave. There we go.
There you are.
Pink top.
Hey, Saskia.
Thanks. Yes. And Saskia's been with us for how long, Saskia? Remind me.
5, 6 years.
Longer, I think.
7.
7 years. 7 years.
Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah, I thought it was longer. Anyway, so I had this opportunity to go to Germany, one of their, you know, dõTERRA Day events, and it was just wonderful to connect with the beautiful people on your team, Saskia, which I'm not surprised because the likeness attracts like. And two of the lovely people are here. So Kirsten and Lily, mum and daughter. Hi guys, I'm so excited
guys.
for you coming on. So Kirsten joined as a customer, and she chose to start doing the business back in November, I think, right? Kirsten, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And she's now silver already. And this month she did 8 personal enrollments. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Amazing.
Which is amazing.
Well done.
You're on fire, and yeah, so thank you. I really wanted you guys to come on and share, because it was your first convention as well, wasn't it? Yes. So kind of share from your heart, and they're very brave, because German is obviously their native language. So, you know, we really acknowledge you as well for coming on and sharing in a different language. That takes a lot of courage, and thank you. So,
well, it was your first convention, and you met Emily Wright on your first convention.
yes,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was the first convention, but my first, I was in Frankfurt last year to the German Day.
yes,
Yes, I joined there. Yeah.
well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on. And yes, over to you guys.
Yes, well, I will start. Obviously, I'm like working with not working, but helping my mom sometimes only. So, and I joined her because she asked me to. And yeah, I love the oils, and they're into my like everyday routine. Yeah, and I especially found it inspiring how the message healing the world was conveyed. So I didn't know the company before, like, in November, and I found really inspiring how the company, like the aim is to heal the world, and because in a lot of companies there's like making money the aim, and here it's a lot different. And it was really emotional and inspiring and motivating for me. So yeah, thank you so much for this impression. And I think my highlight were like these personal speeches, where like personal experiments were shared, and yeah, everyone talked about their own experience, how they got to know dõTERRA. And this was like, there was this amazing energy, and yeah, energy in the room, so heartwarming, and everyone was thriving and just like blooming, as the name said, of the convention. And yeah, I think that's why the energy and the atmosphere were my highlights, because it was just so truly motivating. Yeah, also in regards of the projects, healing hands, I thought really like just amazing how many projects there were, and how dõTERRA is helping the world heal. And yeah, and what really stuck to my mind, or to me, was how yeah, anyway, was how no matter on which side of the bottle you are, it is like always such a positive space, a place to be. And yeah, it was really amazing experience for me. I think I'm gonna give to my mom.
Okay. So I apologize, my bad English. I hope you can understand everything what I want to say. For me, it was I just told my first European convention, and what I loved to see was the familiar atmosphere there. That it's was das obwohl despite it, dõTERRA is such a big company, there was such a familiar atmosphere, and to see Emily in personality in this evening when we joined your invention in the restaurant, and Emily suddenly appeared, and yeah, and Dr. O asked me what I want to know. oh, sorry, I'm not prepared at all. So there was Dr. O, and I could imagine this. It was really, really personally, and it was very impressive for me. Yes, and that was Lily. What was Lily said? The story behind Healing Hands. To see all the stories there was really amazing and impressive. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it was so much more, but the lady before us told the products and these informations. I made so many notice, and yeah, now I can reproduce this on my own, and we'll see what the future brings. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you for all. It was a really, really nice evening to yeah, to join you and Nathan. Yep.
Love.
you.
You're so welcome. And that is one of the perks of convention that obviously we can't convey to you when, you know, if you don't come. So really invite you all to come next year, and we'll talk more about that as well. And it's cool because it's those things, isn't it? It's those moments, and we can't guarantee we'll have Emily Wright at every team meal. Like, we didn't even know she was coming either. Like, it was a bit overwhelming and amazing, wasn't it? Like, we were just in that small room, and suddenly Emily Wright walks in, and you're like, oh my goodness, and then Dr. O, and then Lisa Rooney, and they just kept coming, and then Isaac, and it was just magical. And to have that personal, intimate time with them, like, was just that is just incredible. Yeah. But even without them, so if they don't come to our next team call, team restaurant meal, whatever, team dinner, thank you, baby, thank you, got that. I struggle with English too, girls. You did very well. That, you know, it's that connection, isn't it? It's the time, like, just chatting with each other, the downtime, you know, you don't get a lot of that. So that is precious. So thank you so much. And Lily, you showing about the energy that you felt there, and you both shared the family thing, and then the healing hands. It made me think, I always love the healing hands. And when you're at convention, like, you know, they raised money there, didn't they? So all together, they kind of presented a challenge that we could go and purchase oils and donate to this beautiful cause that they revealed to us while we were there. And we managed to raise 64,000 euros together, didn't we? And that was like, that's uniting as well, to feel like, yes, we did this together just over those 2 days. Yeah. So okay, well, thank you so much.
It was, I do actually.
Oh,
it was lovely to meet some of the German team. I've not met most of you, and it was lovely to meet you. So just wanted to say that.
Really special. And it turns out Lily used to go to school where our kids go to school. Well, she came over, so Lily's going to come and stay. So, you know, all these connections you meet, you just never know who you're going to meet, and
Yeah.
we are all family. Okay.
It was lovely to meet you as well.
Thanks, Lily. So our next guest, this was the highlight for me. He wasn't. Okay, his wife was. But celebrating them and their success as Blue Diamonds was amazing. It was just, if any of you, you know, when you go to convention and the recognition part, and they've done the recognition, but this was the best they've ever done for the recognition, I think.
Definitely.
A few tweaks can still be done, but it was wonderful. And to see Daniel and Lindsay and their team there, well, not just their team, but everybody celebrating them. They got the biggest shout because they're well known and well liked. And it was just a wonderful time celebrating them, and then dancing all night.
Amazing.
I think my legs were numb, and
I loved it.
And I left early.
Could have stayed all night.
No, I was done, but it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
It was like doing even that together, you know, again, like another thing you don't really get to do very much, like just let your hair down and bond in a different way. And I love dancing, and just dancing with people you love, it just connects you even more, I think. But yeah, Daniel and Lindsay walking, it's just the best thing. And you're, you know, if you haven't had team walk yet, then sharing in that is better than yourself walking. And what these guys have achieved is truly inspiring. So it was a very emotional moment for us. So
It was,
hugely emotional.
yes, it was emotional. So it was wonderful.
So over to Daniel.
Over to Daniel.
Daniel to share
his
and
bits.
introduce the next couple of people as well.
Yes. Hopefully, Sherry and Sabrina, I won't take all of your thunder, and I will leave something for you to say. My voice is still recovering from shouting so loudly when we had to cheer for the UK when they mentioned us, and then also cheering Sally Shipley, who basically runs all of the UK. I still haven't. And then when we flew back, really I needed to go and sleep, but instead I was up till 2 a.m. at Catherine and Lindsay's brother's 50th birthday. Now, I'm going to let you into a little something. I wanted to be back at that dõTERRA party in a second, in a heartbeat, not just because it was amazing and the atmosphere was just incredible, and it literally, I just loved dancing and raving with everybody. Rebecca was dancing up on a table. If you go over to Bloom, you will see a video I have posted. She is on the table, fully dancing. There were about it felt like 5,000 people dancing to It's Raining Men, and singing their hearts out. It was just such an incredible experience. And even actually being at this party last night, there were some nice people, don't get me wrong, but my gosh, I just miss being with all of you. Like, just the vibe, they say your vibe attracts your tribe, but it just was so lovely being with so many like-minded people. Sherry, for example, I've only met briefly before, but man, we got a bit hot and sweaty dancing on there, so we forwarded our relationship on a bit. Sabrina's been hot and sweaty near me before, so poor her again. But it was just amazing being with everybody. I absolutely loved it. So that was one. And then I am going to mention the surprise of Emily. Well, it wasn't a surprise for Nathan and I. We did find out a little bit early and had to do a 20-minute scoot across Turin in about 10 minutes to make it on time, but we did. And to have her come and see everybody, I know it was such a treat for everybody. And then, like Rebecca said, with Dr. Oscar Thorpe turning up afterwards, there was one after another, after another, after another. It was just fabulous and such an amazing treat. You mentioned walking, obviously Dot, Sabrina, Danny, and Anna. It was wonderful seeing everybody involved there. And you're so right, you get such a thrill for everybody else. Walking as Blue Diamond was an amazing experience. I'm just so glad I didn't drop Lindsay or drop this thing on her, which weighs a ton, and my hand, because it was so hot, was very sweaty. So I was worried that was going to go on stage, but luckily none of those things happened, and it was absolutely amazing and just it's so nice.
Didn't security make you take it out of your case and have a look at it?
Yeah, they thought it was a bomb. Because it was like C4 or something. So, but we got it through. But yeah, it was just that was absolutely incredible. Just to touch on a couple of other things. New products. I love new products. PB Restore and Shinrin Yoku are going to be massive game changers. I encourage everyone to watch the videos, to learn about these products, especially everything we learn about is to do with the gut now. So all of the PB Restore line, and then Shinrin Yoku with all the forest bathing and the impact that it's had on so many people. Look further into that. One of the big things I loved so much was the connecting with people. Now I know it's really nice because I have a great love for Romania, for the Romanians who are not on our team. They're way over on Elena's team, but I've got to know a lot of them, and it's been great to meet with them and to learn things from them, but also to be really brave and going up to people I don't know and introduce myself and ask them questions about the dõTERRA business. So, for example, Eric Larson, who's like the #2 guy in dõTERRA, everyone else is underneath him. He says his back office crashes when he tries to look in it. It's so big. I'd love that problem. But I was
Before you just move to Devon, Daniel, you can move to Devon and that same thing happened.
But it was just you know, and I just love connecting with people and for hearing their stories, but also being brave and going, seeing people I'd seen on Zooms and YouTube and saying, hey, I know you don't know me, but I'm such and that, and just asking them a question or having a photo with them and just learning and taking in as much as I could. And lots of other amazing special experiences we were really, really privileged to have. So I'll never forget this convention. And yeah, I won't lie, it's lovely being with Bex and Nathan. We love them so much, and to spend a bit of time with them in pockets was amazing. I would encourage you, whenever you go to convention, go on the electric scooters, but don't do it with Bex because she is a demon on there. No fear, and you will
Not you, not you.
No, she's dangerous, man.
she is dangerous.
And you
So anyway, that's enough from me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up to Sherry first. He's going to share a little bit. Hopefully she will also have a highlight of me dancing as one of our main highlights. And then on to Sabrina. So over to you, Sherry, if you unmute yourself.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Yeah, dancing was absolutely amazing, and dancing with you and everybody else was fantastic. You definitely meet like-minded people, and it was fabulous. I had a most amazing time. It was my first convention. I just want to say, I'm going to get upset, I know it, because I was very tearful as this as well, being the first one as well. And I just feel truly, truly blessed to be a part of this dõTERRA family. All the support you guys give us is second to none. You're amazing. You're always there for us. And I just feel truly blessed. So thank you to everyone who supported me along the way so far. So I really appreciate that. I just want to say it was amazing to be at the convention. I really enjoyed lots of the information that was shared. There was a huge amount of information. We have got a wide amount of information available to us that we can share onto people as well, which is fantastic. All the knowledge, the inspirational speakers, the doctors at the convention was so empowering. It was really, really good. It inspired me that we have so much knowledge to hand. You know, we don't always have to keep festering our upline, and so we can talk to them as well, but it's not, there is so much knowledge out there. Like you said, it be put out, you tell us where it's put, that we can have this knowledge, and it has really inspired me to want to learn more about the business, the company, the products, so I can share these products with everybody as well, which has really made me, it's lovely. I love it. It's really empowered me. After spending the last year, we've done that. I'm going, so it inspires me to help people, doing a little every day. Because what I've been doing, I know, so you know me, that 20 years is beauty, my background. So I've just been chatting to my clients that come in, but it was Mihaela that said it. Everybody has dreams, but dreams will always stay dreams unless you put a plan of action. You plan of action, and then you implement that action, and then you turn your dreams into reality. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share every day. So this is what I've decided to do. So I've given myself a challenge over the next 2 months, and you can feel free to join me if you like. So every day during June and July, I'm going to wake up and spend 5 minutes and say, who can I reach out to today? Who can I support? And then I'm going to reach out to them, just ask them how they're doing. And then maybe, you know, how's life treating them? Depends who it is. And then if they've got any issues or concerns going on, I can send them some oils out. I'm going to reach out to a minimum of 60 people over the next 2 months. If I think, I haven't got time for this, I can't do this, that little voice in your head says, no, I can't do this, you can do it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set my alarm to get up 10 minutes early every morning. I'm going to make that commitment to myself so I can support a lot more people. Because supporting people really lights me up inside, and I love it. So yeah, over the next 2 months, I'm going to reach out to 60 people, 60 plus people, one a day that I think I can help. and then we'll just go from there to see how it goes, and just want to share all the amazing things that I've learned. I'm going to empower myself to learn even more with the knowledge that's out there. And the convention was amazing. Like Daniel said, meeting Emily, I never, ever, ever expected Emily to walk into that restaurant. It was amazing to meet her. She is absolutely inspiring. She's a beautiful soul. So it was lovely to meet her as well, and to go on the convention and be surrounded by just like-minded people like myself that I feel very proud to be a part of. So thank you again. And thank you for letting me share my story with you this evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Did I-
much, Daniel and Sherry. That was perfect.
Okay, thank you.
No, Sherry.
Really
Thank-
lovely to get to know you. Really lovely. And I love the goals. I love that. That's the thing as well, isn't it? Like, we go to have this event, and yes, we want to be motivated, and yes, we want to inspire and have a lovely connection and all that. It's then what do we do with it afterwards? So I absolutely love you've already got an action plan that you've created, and it's a good one. It's quite a big one, and it's a non-negotiable one for you. And like you said, you've already identified the thing that might stop you, that little voice we all have in our heads. And you've already said, no, that's not having any power over me. And I think the energy from convention can really help to just push that forwards, can't it? To help you to kind of keep that commitment and keep to the action. So that was wonderful. Thank you, Sherry. So I think, is it Faye now? Did you say Daniel? Yeah? No.
Sabrina now.
Sorry, not Faye. No, sorry, Faye. It was lovely seeing Faye as well. Really lovely. Always, Faye. So over to Sabrina.
Hello.
Sabrina.
Right, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of my favourite from each of the days, if that's okay. So Empowerment Day was amazing. It was so nice to have a lot of us in there on Empowerment Day as well. So Blue Diamond Marco, is it Prese? I can never say his surname, but Marco, Blue Diamond Marco, talked about his 100 class challenge. And that was quite interesting to watch, the fact that he'd set himself this challenge that he was going to do 100 classes in a certain amount of time, but he didn't manage to actually complete his goal, but he still felt like he won, because in that time, obviously, he had done, I think it was 67 or something similar to that. He'd done quite a few classes, but he'd done lots of enrollments and touched lots and lots of people. So it was actually noticing that even though we do set these challenges, sometimes we don't think we've succeeded because we haven't actually done the goal that we set out. But if you then look at the journey along the way, you have succeeded. And that was really interesting on his 100 class challenge. And it has made me think, okay, yeah, that might be a nice idea of, because some days I'm a little bit late at setting my classes, that maybe if I actually just set up 100 classes, we'd probably be a bit better off. So that was that one. Natalie and Andy Goddard were amazing. They really were. So I'm sure we'll get a chance to watch their presentation, thanks to Nathan and Daniel. But they basically spoke about you and more of you only gets you a little bit more. Whereas you and your brilliance and others' brilliance come together, anything is possible, and then you get infinity of going forward. And I really liked that, because that's what dõTERRA is for us. It is our business, but it is our business. And I really liked that, and the infinity of working together, cross line, in team. Yeah, it's really inspiring to see that we had that. And they also talked about having a release. You have to be able to release to be able to achieve, and having the release achieve cycle. So if we don't release what's inside us or release what's not serving us, then we're not going to be able to achieve what we want to achieve. And I really liked that. So finding whatever way it is that you need to release, whether it's yoga or Pilates or breath work or whatever it is, but you need to be able to release to be able to achieve. So that was my Empowerment Day takeaway. Day one convention, Isaac always really stands out for me. I love Isaac. I think we all love Isaac a little bit. He's amazing. And he spoke about that dõTERRA is ours. and it is the sum of all of its advocates. And that dõTERRA freedom doesn't just look like financial freedom, but it's health freedom, it's the freedom to be able to help others, freedom to live our life how we want to live our lives, freedom of developing ourselves, and that freedom directly correlates to happiness. And I really liked that. And he also spoke about, I think it was 80% of people in network marketing experience freedom, and it's a wonderful way to live compared to working 9 to 5. And connection creates community, which also creates freedom. So that I took away from day one. So Isaac was amazing. So do watch
Just
that.
for those that don't know, Sabrina, Isaac he was the MD of Europe. He's now, actually don't know his title, but he's above the MD of Europe.
Yeah, that's for the title.
That was title, but he's above that, so he looks after the whole of Europe. So just thought I'd share that.
And it was really nice as well that we got Emily right, but we also got Isaac at the same time. And most people will be really excited to see Isaac, and poor Isaac got outshone by Emily right.
Like, yeah, at our meal.
See you later. Oh, it's Isaac. Isaac's doing it.
Yeah, Isaac's here too. And I like the fact that Isaac actually knows my name, and it's really nice that he goes to that effort to actually get to know people. And it is lovely with the whole of corporate. Anyway, that they do go to that effort to get to know your name and get to know you, and even if they don't know you, they're still willing to embrace you and give you a cuddle and actually ask who you are or what. And it's amazing. And I had that from all across corporate. So
yeah. And that's another reason why it's really important to actually go to convention, because that's another time you actually get to hang out with corporate, more and connect with other corporate from other countries as well. So you really get a bond, and that makes you feel that you belong and that you're seen and that you're part of this community as well, doesn't it? So I love that you raised that.
And it's really nice as well from the corporate side to be able to see that they are genuinely wanting to know I spoke to a different account manager from a different country, and they genuinely really wanted to talk about, what do you use your account manager for? Do you find it helpful? Like, what is it that we can do to help? And they actually really enjoy giving both ways. It's not like any other industry where it's very separated. Like for me in, ambulance and control, we are quite separated. You don't get time to talk to each other, whereas it's not like that at all.
Team working together. Really. And the more you actually work together, the better probably you're going to be. We've experienced that, and I know Daniel and Lindsay are really good at connecting with corporate as well, and it's that team thing. So I really invite you all to connect as much as you can to corporate. Yeah, brilliant.
They're very accessible.
Yeah,
and that's what they made out as well. Like they were saying, obviously do learn who's who, because getting to know each role is going to be really helpful to us. Making those connections is really helpful to us. If you know who's in marketing, if you know who's in product, if you know, if you want to have questions, then you start having that connection, and it will make your life a lot easier to have friends in corporate.
There are moments suddenly that you do emergency need them, right? And if you're just a name that they don't really know, it's definitely less of a thing, right? They might not be able to get to you as quick. Whereas if you've got that relationship, like with anything in life, it's all about relationships. They're much likely to go out of their way to help you as well. It's just the way it works, isn't it? So yeah,
so really grateful for them. And then day 2, it was David Heising, or it's spelt H-sing.
It said Chong, I think.
It did say Chong, didn't it? But it's
Chinese.
It's nothing like how you spell it.
No, but it's spelt H-sing, so I'm calling him that. So David, who is very big, absolute multi-millionaire. And it was really nice to hear from him to say, so I've actually looking at it the other way and be like, what else can you give to make this life better? He's a millionaire standing up there, not just gloating about his money. It's all about what you can give back. And it was really interesting to see him. He held up a photo from when he was younger, and he'd got into a car accident and the car was on fire, and there's him smiling in front of the car, having a bit like a selfie nowadays. And that was really inspirational as well. And it was like, this is the worst day of your life and your car's burning behind you. Why are you smiling? And that was really inspirational, because actually I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to do something else. So in the face of something negative, change it into a positive and look for the positives in there, because as we know, positive attracts positive, and just be great, having that gratitude to be able to change communities, change people's lives, and they were talking about one drop, one person, one community, one area at a time. And I just thought it was just so nice to hear somebody who, you know, he's on Boyd Truman's front line, for those that don't know who he is, about the fact that even in the last month, he's put his hands on 100 people to put oils on them, and how important that is, that no matter how big we get, that the sole purpose of dõTERRA is to heal, and to remember that really, that we're not just here. Yes, it would be lovely to make millions of pounds, but the purpose of it is to help the world heal and have that bigger purpose. So that was my takeaway from day 2.
Such gems. Thank you, Sabrina. That was
Thank you, Sabrina.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I loved all of that. The 100 classes. I mean, gosh, that's inspiring, isn't it? But
It's not even one every 3 days.
but like you say, if you know, create these big goals and go for it with all full intention to achieve it, doesn't matter if you fall short, just something starts happening, you just get into action more, and those limiting thoughts have less power over you because you're kind of in it, aren't you? And then when things don't happen exactly how you want, you don't have a great class, doesn't matter because you've got the next one, you know, and it becomes quite exciting and you're really focused on that. So I really do love goals. I really do. I think they're a great way to kind of get you going. Yeah, wonderful share. Thanks, Sabrina. That was lovely. You took us through the days. Okay, so we have Becky on the call. So I spontaneously asked her to just share a couple of minutes, just what your main things were, Becky. It's always lovely to spend convention with you.
Mum hasn't left. She's got another 2 weeks there.
Yeah, exactly. She's still there.
She's still hanging out.
Lovely
I know, I'm loving it. We actually got a train to the beach and Rapello, and it was only 15 euros. I couldn't believe it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have lovely sunshine. Anyway, yeah, going back to what Sabrina said about the David, whatever his Chinese surname is, I loved him too at on the leadership day. And what wasn't mentioned was that he actually has 100 presidential diamonds underneath him. And so I really, really wanted to listen. Well, you know, that's amazing. How on earth did you get to that? And I got from him that he is always, always putting oils and doing symphony of cells on people. And that's what he does wherever he goes. He always does symphony of cells and puts the oils on people's backs. So that was a key takeaway for me, because again, that's him just serving. I think the main thing for me, there's a couple of things after this, but the main thing was the relationship building. I absolutely love getting to know all you better. I loved getting to know those lovely ladies from Germany in the restaurant. That was lovely because I'd never met them before. And yeah, just the hugs and the love and getting to know people, that's brilliant. Now, the gala I loved because it was free. And that meant everybody could go. And I never have liked it when we trot off to the gala in our lovely dresses and knowing that there are people back at their hotel that won't take the fact that you say, yeah, I'll pay for your ticket. No, it's not happening. And they're all just don't come. And so for me, everybody there dancing, laughing together was just fantastic. And I hope that never, ever changes. I did say to several people, don't change that. We need to be together and everybody can come. So I really loved that. And I danced a lot and it was just, yeah, the energy was amazing. The product. So I really loved, and I don't think many came to this. It was Saturday afternoon when a lot of people were at lunch, and I went to hear the 3 doctors speak, and that was amazing. And Dr. Alexander Nietzsche, she shared, what was it she shared?
Oh no, has everyone lost her? Becky, come back. What
Pinnacle,
did they share?
pinnacle
Say I'm
moment.
not.
Okay, we lost you
We
there.
lost that,
You
Mark.
were about to say she shared, and then you went.
Yeah, come on.
So go.
Yeah, she.
We didn't hear this.
Okay, so she shared about Mitotomax and how we have 5 new ingredients in Mitotomax, 2 of which the USA are not going to get in their Mitotomax. I don't know why, but for some reason they're not getting it. And it's really exciting what's going to be added in there. It's more manganese, vitamin B5, Meta Power, and so on. And so I'm really excited I've bought it and I'm going to trial it out. Also, they talked a lot about the new probiotics, and we now have the leading probiotic in the world. Honestly, this alone is incredible. Can you imagine just telling people this? Now come on. And then we're obviously going to have really good education on it. But just that one statement, it is the leading. And when you see all why, you'll get so excited. Obviously, Daniel and Lindsay going Blue Diamond. That was so exciting. Just, yeah, electric that was. What else have we got? I think they're my main things. I asked Dr. Oscar Thorpe a question that no one else can answer about product. And he said to me, I'm going to go away. I'm going to find the answer and I'm going to get back to you. And I loved that. So yeah, all in all, the one thing I wanted to last in saying was I was walking across, I think it was Saturday morning on my own. Megan was going to come, but a bit later. And I suddenly thought there's something very empowering about going to conference on your own, even if you travel by plane on your own. And an awful lot of people book now, but then when other people think, I can't come, they then too back out. And I would say, decide right now that whatever happens, you are still going to go. Because there's something extremely empowering about going on your own. There's something about building the business where you feel like, because in some ways it is on your own, even though you're with each other, you still do have your ideas on your own. And going to convention gives you that. It helps you. I've done this. I flew on my own because Charlie, I don't know if Charlie's here, but this is what Charlie did. And she had to come on her own, but she absolutely loved it. So please come, regardless of whether you come with your friends or not. And if you are a builder, it's kind of a no-brainer and a no kind of saying no that you're not going to come. You have to. It's like, and if you want to be inspired or bring people that want to do the business and you think, bring them next year because it will totally light them up.
Amen, Becky. Love that.
That's why you've got such a big team. That's why you've got such a big team, Mum.
That's why she's such a powerful leader.
Inspired me.
And Becky, look, we're in sync. We're wearing the same. We've got the same colours on. We're connected from across the world. Wow. Yeah.
Blue diamonds. We're all gone blue diamond for.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Lindsay, in honour of Daniel Lindsay. So,
and Kathy's done it. Well,
and Kathy, oh, look at this. Yeah, there's a few blues. Thanks, Becky. I totally agree. And even though that first convention, Bex, we went to in America, it was you and me together, wasn't it? I do remember taking myself off and really, we kind of went separate, didn't we, for a bit? I remember going to this and we were both like, wow, in America, just not really knowing where we're going, but really immersed ourselves. And it was that time on my own, actually, where I really just looked around and had the real kind of connection, that heart connection of like, this is it.
I walked that stage as silver with I was the only British person walking the stage. But you know what? I look back and I think, because I did that, it gave me that kind of, I'm going to do this. You know?
And we're going to bring the whole UK with us, didn't we? We were like, let's go and share for the UK. And we're kind of there again, guys. Like, there's still a lot of gap in the UK and Germany and South Africa and everywhere. It's not just UK. So wherever you are, you are a pioneer. And it's up to us to bring people with us. And Becky's absolutely right. A non-negotiable, I believe, is going to convention. You know, sometimes life happens that really
Yes.
get in the way. Okay, I'm acknowledging that.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like doTERRA is a heartfelt business. It's a connection business, right? And to really get that, I believe convention is the best place to really feel the heart of doTERRA and to get that connection that we've all been talking about tonight. So it's an absolute non-negotiable. Book it tonight. And on that note, early bird does end tonight, I think at 11 p.m. Rob was saying. So I don't know, Daniel, are you able to put the
I'm
link?
going to put it on Silver Blossom now, and then so I'll do that.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Put it on our Facebook group. And if you're not in Silver Blossom Facebook group, please do ask to join and we'll accept you. We'll put the link on there. There's early bird tickets tonight. It's in Belgium. It's so easy to get to from the UK, from Germany, not so much from Africa, but you had your own convention in South Africa too, guys, which I'd love you guys to
Well,
share
we would
your time,
love you to
actually,
come
about
to
that.
Europe as well. but
You're
got
very
your own
welcome
one.
in Europe. Anyways, go on, Nate. We're going to wrap it up now. So Nate's going to share a few things and then.
Yeah, so just quickly on convention next year. If you can, book it tonight because it's be the cheapest it will be. And then it closes for a couple of months. So book it. And then we have got a WhatsApp group. So if you book a ticket, only if you book a ticket, can you be part of this WhatsApp group? So book your ticket, and then I'll share the WhatsApp group, and then add yourself to the WhatsApp group, and then we'll share the
where we're staying,
what we're doing, where we're staying, and then we can just, team meal. We had a wonderful team meal. So yeah, so highlights for me. I'll share the WhatsApp group too on the post that I was going to do. Highlights for me was you singing actually. That was wonderful.
Oh.
Well, you and Emily.
Yes, yes, Emily.
And Lindsay and Catherine and others, but obviously my wife, and that was and a great deal of seeing you sing. And Emily was amazing. Wasn't she?
Amazing.
And
Thanks, babe.
I was highlight. We talked about Daniel and Lindsay. It was great. Dr. O's last talk was my favorite, probably of all the talks that I've heard. All the talks I've heard at convention around the science. It was amazing. Really simple. Really got it. I posted it. You must watch it. It's amazing. I wanted to share just quickly one other thing that really actually touched me and also made me, wow, why have I not got that before? Okay, so was Emily Wright in the closing talk she did on convention, she talked about the blue lotus flower. Okay, and I don't really know what the blue lotus does. I know it smells nice, but she talked about not what it does, but she talked about like her love of the blue lotus flower and how she came across blue lotus in another company and loved it, but then realized that it was fake or was adulterated. And so when they started dõTERRA, she looked for many years to try and find a pure source of it and couldn't find any. And then, long story short, she told the whole story. And so if you want to watch it, watch that talk. I've actually put it on YouTube as well. It's fantastic. But basically, she found that dõTERRA found somebody that grew blue lotus purely, but it wasn't enough. And then they created with dõTERRA enough to be able to give us the blue lotus. And the way that they've done that is, well, it's hard. Like they've had to build ponds, they've had to grow the whole structure. They actually every day they pick out snails from these ponds to stop to stop killing the blue lotus flowers. They have to test the water all the time to make sure it's not contaminated. And so it kind of just shows, and that's one oil. And it shows, and we're the only company in the world that has pure blue lotus essential oil. Only company in the world. Okay, there's no other source of it, and that was mind blowing to me. Like, oh, okay, and then you can start to see why the oils cost the way they do. And when you understand these stories behind the actual real stories behind it, it just blew me away. Like, wow, the company is going to a lot of effort to bring these oils to us. And we are not doing it justice by sharing them. Well, I'm not doing it justice. I've never even looked at blue lotus. I will never look at it the same. It's like a cherished oil now to me. The way that they go about doing that, I was like, holy cow, I can't waste that. That's amazing. No one else has this. I can't lose that or anything like that. So that was really powerful to me. And then having the team meal, and Emily Wright walking in with all those others, that was wicked. That was really fun, wasn't it? And it was nice being with all of you, and connections was just amazing with everybody. So yeah, you got to all come to convention. Tongue in cheek, if you don't come to convention, you're not a builder, you're a sharer. But we'd love you there. We'd love you at convention.
Amazing, thank you.
I'd like to introduce now my lovely wife, my assistant, who is now going to share what she thought the highlights were.
Thanks, Luke. I'm actually going to do something a bit different. I wasn't going to share this. I'm going off piste. I often do, going rogue. So yes, because I think everyone's covered such incredible highlights from convention. And I want to share something a bit more personal, actually. But just first, what
You're going to sing?
No, I'm not singing. No, I do love it. But Emily just said, your story is not behind you, it's right in front of you. And I'm just going to say that part from convention. I absolutely loved that. And for me, I'm going to share something personal, because this is another reason why you need to be there, because you can't get the same experience from watching the videos. Yes, Daniel and Nathan have done an incredible job of recording the info for you, and it doesn't quite do the same thing from my experience. To be there in the vibe and the energy and the frequency of what connects with you in that moment, the way you connect with the speaker, the thing that gets delivered to your heart in such a personal way that you really need to be there to receive the personal message that you need in that moment. And that'll be so different to someone else, right? So please do go. And for me, part of the story of this convention was, again, I think, who was it? Someone said, I think a few of you mentioned, is ignoring those limiting thoughts. Because I'm just going to share a little bit about my experience of singing, okay? So I'm very often overly optimistic, which has got me places in life and sometimes got me into difficult situations where I'm like, oh gosh, I've oversold myself again.
What, like singing to 7,000 people?
Yeah, exactly. So they asked, the corporate was asking, who can sing? And you said, well, of course, Emily, she's this incredible West End singer. Yeah. And then we're like, well, I can sing. I quite like singing in the shower. No, I like, I've done a few weddings. I've done, but not quite the same level. Anyway, we get on our first rehearsal online, and I'm feeling very hot, because here's now the moment of truth, isn't it? And they all start singing, and oh my goodness, they're all like operatic singers. And I'm like, flipping heck. So I start to sing, and because I've got all these thoughts going in my head and I'm feeling nervous, I just go so tight and like hardly anything comes out. And it's like just the crappiest singing ever. And I'm getting all hot and flustered and just want the ground to just swallow me up, and just can't get off that call quick enough, and just can't look in anyone's eyes. I'm like, oh, flipping it. What are they thinking? So I come off that call in a bit of a panic, don't I? I'm like, Nath, I've oversold myself again. I think I might need to back out, but I'm feeling a bit like conscious about it, because it's in a few weeks' time. We didn't get that much notice, and I feel a bit, I'm going to let these people down. So anyway, I'm going to try and do this really quickly. So I thought, right, no vex, okay, let's give yourself a day. I've never really had a singing lesson ever, and I thought maybe I'll just learn how to sing properly. Let's Google. I went onto YouTube.
First of all, you said this, ask Nathan.
Ask Nathan, because he's a professional singer.
I could just give you a good few tips.
So anyway, I went onto YouTube, Googled how to sing, how to breathe properly, and I thought, right, I'm going to give it a day. I'm going to see what I sound like by the end of the day, and then I'll send a recording of myself, and I'll back down. That's fine. So I just
bow out
gracefully.
Bow out gracefully. Like, I've got a sore throat.
I've learned how to breathe. I've learned how to breathe for the first time ever. I've learned all these skills, which is great. dõTERRA pushes you in so many ways. And the end of the day, anyway, I sent a video to Ems and Tim and said, please just tell me now. I prefer to know now. And I sent it to the lead, Soraya, who was organising it. And they were like, no, you're good. That's fine. So anyway, I had still these limiting thoughts. I thought, you know, I'm going to do it. I love singing. I'm going to enjoy this and just give it my heart. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I did. And I was definitely nervous about it, and definitely had so many limiting thoughts in my head about it. But what it really taught me, again, I learned this message over and over, is that, you know, how we can cheat ourselves. When I performed, and I loved it, and the buzz I got from it and what I got out of it was so much more than I gave, as always, right? And it was a real lift and all those things. Was that, what do we cheat ourselves out of when we let those limiting thoughts stop us, right? When we compare ourselves to others, when we think we're not as good, or when we, you know, we choose to stay in that comfort zone, which is, you know, often easy, right, to choose, and we can justify it by so many excuses, but we're cheating ourselves out of reaching our potential, and therefore we're not shining as much, and we're therefore not able to then help others to shine as much and to liberate others. And that is what we're here to do, and what dõTERRA provides us with, as someone mentioned, I think Sabrina again, the vehicle, dõTERRA is a vehicle to liberate ourselves and others. And it comes in many different ways, like Claire said, getting on here tonight and sharing, was pushing herself out the comfort zone. And this is what I invite you all to do, is bit by bit, right? It's not taking it from here to suddenly speaking at convention or singing or dancing or whatever. But it's the little steps, could be. There's the little steps, right, bit by bit, that help you to grow and help you to realize, I can do that. I think, like Kirsten coming on and speaking in another language, you know, in front of 40 people, that's a big deal. And as you do it, you're like, and she smashed it and she was amazing. And as you do that, you realize you can do more. You can do more. And little by little, we grow into these leaders that then become even more empowering, and we inspire. And this is how we're going to bring all our countries with us, right? The UK, Germany, South Africa, wherever we are, we're going to bring people with us.
Spain, France, Cyprus.
We're not afraid.
Cyprus.
We're not
Okay,
afraid.
don't
The
forget
whole
Cyprus.
world.
Ireland, Cyprus. Don't
Cyprus
forget them. All right.
Most importantly, you're right. Thanks, babe. Anyway, so that's it. That's what I wanted to share tonight. And
well, who knows what will come?
yeah.
Like the West End might come calling for you.
I'm expecting
knows
that
who's
any
in the
moment.
audience?
I'm expecting that, actually. Yeah, or pop band. I might get my dream of becoming a pop singer.
Pop
I always
band.
wanted to do that.
Me and Bex have
Anyway.
been to X Factor auditions, haven't we, babe?
That's no.
Yep, got a story there. That's a good one.
Didn't get through to that level.
Oh,
no.
that was fun.
Anyway, that was fun. But we'll stop recording. Okay, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. No, you won't. And it was lovely having you all, especially having all the guest speakers. Just love hearing from all you guys. So thank you. Stop recording.